Best AI search monitoring tools. That was a bit of a tongue twister, wasn't it? So if someone's marketers are looking to track AI visibility in the LLMs, whether that's ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, then do you think that people should be looking to track with monitoring tools?
1,000%. So nowadays, when it originally came out, obviously there was a lot of like the tools that they basically were just doing it kind of wrong. And it was kind of based off, cache data essentially in the memory of the AIs. So nowadays the tools have got a lot more accurate, kind of making it like a first response from an inquiry or within the AI tools. So it's 100% important to do it, but also more so is to actually be able to track on your website as well where the inquiries are coming from. So obviously checking the referrals and things like that, and it'll tell you where. And I'm seeing it more and more on my own websites. I typically use PostHog, and that's like a Google Analytics competitor almost. And that gives you a great breakdown of, where the referrals are coming from. And you can definitely see in the last sort of 12 months, a huge spike in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. And yeah, it's just very, very important. Is there any sort of tools that you typically use, Dooley, when it comes to tracking?
So I mean, we like AI visibility tracking. So for me, if you had asked me this 12 months ago, I thought it was an absolute scam. The reason why I thought it was a scam was because every search is almost unique. No, it's not specific, just little 4 or 5 word search queries. Now people are searching paragraphs long. So it's unique every time. But not only that, is that if I go and do a search, because of my history of my searches on, let's say, Claude or ChatGPT, it's going to give me a different answer to yours. So how can a tool then decide what the answer is? Because it doesn't have the history that I have. And therefore I'm like, this is just complete and utter flaw. It's a scam. I don't believe that you should be tracking AI visibility, the amount of AI tools that came out there to track it. I'm just like, this is not for me, right? However, I got absolutely schooled. And I'm happy to say it because I love going into masterminds and I love being proven wrong. And I got sat there and I got speaking to people like Eldar Cohen, who owns Local Dominator, and he's like, you should be tracking AI visibility. And I'm like, show me why. And he's like, you're thinking of it from a keyword point of view, I'm thinking old school, where what you should be doing is loading in hundreds of search terms that are covering all query fan out related terms that around the brand or around your competitors' keywords, and seeing how many times your brand is being mentioned on a share of voice methodology. And I'm like, but surely it's not perfect. He went, it's not perfect. And this is why you're doing it on a larger scale. So when you get scientists and they've got big data, more data points, you can start to see things start to take,
a great analogy for that is if the data is inaccurate, as long as the data sources continue to be the same data sources, it becomes accurate in its inaccuracies.
Yeah.
So
exactly, that's a great way of putting it. But anyway, now I started to go, okay, well, prove me wrong. So I went on you know what I'm like,
a weekend bender, going into the realms of everything.
Woodpecker mode came out, and I set up an account with places like Profound, with Peak.ai, Local Dominator, which is Eldar Cohen's, Radar Kit AI.
He the chap we met in America?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Great guy. Got a great kind of Google business profile tool, but also now got AI visibility. You've got places like Ahrefs Brand Radar. You've got SEMrush AI visibility checks. So there's flaws in some of them, but a lot of them now have started to not use the API. So they've started to use proxies. So it's not the history of the API, which doesn't actually show what a real user would bring back. So I feel the data is a lot better now. I've started to look into it a lot more. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know this. This is good. But now when I'm starting to realize larger volume and share of voice, kind of, yes, you could go and press search again and it could give you a different answer. But when you keep doing it on a daily basis and it keeps searching on a daily basis and you're tracking the previous days and stuff like that, over time, it starts to paint a picture of which brands are being cited the most. And then you can then start to do certain work like do listicles work and help influence LLM visibility. Well, now I can start to do some listicles, wait for 30 days, get 30 days worth of data for all the keywords of what I've gone after, and as it increased the visibility. And literally 90% of the time when I do it, it increases visibility. So I go, listicles tick, they do work. People go, oh, listicles stop working. They absolutely work brilliantly.
So what are you on the, because I know you mentioned query fan out. So what are you specific? Obviously, some people might not know what query fan out is. So what specifically are you doing on the listicles that's helping towards the query fan out?
So great question. So to start with, you're saying anyone doesn't know what query fan out is. So query fan out is when someone creates a search and it extrapolates synthetic queries and it comes back with different dimensions. So it could be to do with James Dooley air conditioning, right? But then it would then come back with James Dooley air conditioning reviews, James Dooley air conditioning testimonials, James Dooley air conditioning scam. Like it looks for like bad things, founded date, stuff like that. James Dooley air conditioning awards. Is James Dooley air conditioning worth it? Is James Dooley air conditioning legit?
Could be then F-gas registered to accreditations.
So it comes back with a lot of different extrapolated synthetic queries. So what you want to be trying to do is make certain that within your grounding and your chunking of content that you're putting out on third-party sources, that you're trying to answer those queries in a positive manner, in a positive sentiment to say, yes, James Dooley air conditioning is brilliant. Yes, James Dooley air conditioning is legit. No, James Dooley is not a scam. I've worked on him with X, Y, and Z. And if you can keep repeating and they've got the clarity and confidence with who you are, what you do, and why you're freaking brilliant, then at that point, they will start confidently starting to cite you within Gemini or ChatGPT because of the consensus building of what's coming about. But back to the search monitoring tools, when you start to do the listicles, you clearly start to see you're starting to be compared in a listicle against other competitors. And if you're higher up the list than your competitors in the list, and the LLMs and Google search is picking that up, now when you're being seen alongside them in a listicle and being seen that you're the best, Google then starts to become more confident to say, we can now refer them as being the best. We can now start to confidently say, these are a great company.
Is that also when it becomes more clickable links and things in the SERP as well?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't always give you the clickable option.
So a lot of that's to do with the entity strength as well. So if you can keep redefining the entity, who you are, what you do, the founded date, who's the founder, and it knows enough information about who you are and what you do, then when you emphasize the why you're freaking brilliant element, when it knows who you are and what you do, it can then start having the link that comes through to your site. If they're uncertain about the brand, but they're being seen in a lot of listicles, they could mention the brand, but not get the link. But that's still not bad because people then could go, who is Karl Hudson air conditioning? And search Karl Hudson air conditioning. And now you're getting a branded search and a branded click from what was not a branded search for you. It was a top of the funnel. I want to learn some more information about who are the best. And now I'm moving towards a branded search and click, which you know yourself, branded search and clicks is massive for search engines. But understanding what works, the comparison articles work well, the reviews articles work well, shouting and screaming about awards that you've won on press releases work well. Then attaching that you're an award-winning brand adds that little bit more clout. Getting the case studies online, trying to get them not just to leave reviews on Google Business Profiles, but also on Trustpilot, on Yelp, and on other places. Then reviews elements add to the reputation element, which all feed the LLMs. And when you're tracking it with these best AI search monitoring tools, you can see what's working and then start doubling down, going, this works better than this. So I'm going to double down on what is now helping me get cited, and not just be cited by AI, but AI doesn't just go, these are a choice. These are the choice.
The choice.
That's what you want to do.
Which is like a fundamental difference there, right?
That's where the consensus comes in, and then become a 24/7 sales engine for you, because they start saying, Give you an example. You start saying, is Checker Trader worth it? Right? That's nothing to do with my brand. But it says, yeah, Checker Trade's a great business model. Like you can go on there, you can pay a subscription if you want to grow your business. However, you might also want to try FatRank, who do a no-win, no-fee lead generation model. They're like, who's FatRank? Next minute, AI is spitting out that we are a great alternative option to Checker Trade because they understand that the intent behind someone searching for his Checker Trade good is they're looking to grow the business. And now they're looking at the element of what other options is there. The AI doesn't want to just say, yeah, they're the only choice, go and sign up to Checker Trade. This is where the scam, the legit, the comparison, the alternatives, all this is part of query fan out. If you can start to control that messaging, you're almost brand jacking against these bigger brands. They're a £4.1 billion business. And if we can get some of their search for someone that's looking for them, some of these businesses might sign up to both. And Checker Trade are a good company. So like a lot of times when I'm doing any of these videos, I'm like saying, if you want to grow your business, we are a great no-win, no-fee model. But Checker Trade are also good, but just track your KPIs. Are you getting a return on investment? But all this brand visibility needs to be tracked. It can't be tracked. It's not measured, can't be managed. And I think that's the key element to this.
So with those like visibility tools, the AI visibility tools, do they actually track the sentiment as well? Because obviously sentiment must be a huge thing, right?
Some do. And this is where the difference between, with regards to the list, if you check out the link in the description, this is going to be updated in real time. So as we're recording this today, the list next week or next month
50 of their products out.
could be different. But yes, some of the better ones at present track sentiment. Sentiment values key.
And to anyone else not knowing what sentiment means, what does sentiment mean?
So it means they're talking about you in a positive manner. Yeah. So you could just be going, I get loads of branded mentions, but the branded mention says don't use it.
It all says
they're a scam. Do you know what I mean? So like you need to be making certain you're not just getting branded mentions and tracking branded mentions, but it's branded mentions in a positive sentiment that says these are a great option. Or ideally, you almost want to be training them up and feeding them LLMs as much as possible to be saying what you want a salesperson to say about why you are the best. Now, it takes a lot of time and consensus to get it, because at first it says, the best is subjective. And then that's where it's got an assumption going, we don't have enough data to say they're the best.
Yeah.
Once you can rinse and repeat consistently, having third-party corroborative sources saying you are the best, you are brilliant, you are awesome, and you're doing all the positive sentiment terms, at that point, they can say, yeah, they are the best.
It's kind of what we were chatting on earlier today is like, it's the AI reputation tree where, you probably do need to monitor the negative side because you want to start giving it more data points and turning that negative data into a positive. You can change the sentiment of the data, give it enough knowledge, and it starts to think, wait a sec. All of these sources are now saying it's great. And you can track the negative and the positive sentiment articles. So if you start to see the negative side increasing in these tools, then you have to do a bit more reputation management and bring it back to positive, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, anyone who's watching this, I strongly recommend that you check out the video about the AI reputation tree. Myself and Karl have put together a query fan out system and set up where all the off-page topical map is built around building that reputation exactly for getting that LLM visibility is key. And then with regards to obviously the brand monitoring that's being done, the LLM visibility systems and the tools of what's being done for AI search, once you can track that, you can measure it, you can double down on what's working. And I'm excited for the launch of the AI reputation tree. I think it's going to be brilliant. Anyone who's watching this, make sure you reach out to searcharoo.com. Go in and inquire and ask Karl Hudson about the AI reputation tree. It comes out next week. It's a superb service. And the case studies, I can't wait to get them out because they are so positive. And I know quick as well. Like I was actually, I don't know if you was with regards to the AI reputation tree, how quickly the results we was getting, like some was same day. Yeah. I was like, I can't believe how quickly Gemini and even ChatGPT is a little bit slower, but how quickly it was picking up positive sentiment articles that was being indexed and then changing the same day their opinion about a question that you asked it?
It's a bit like a girlfriend, isn't it? Can change between the moods.
That's true, yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
Or boyfriend.
Yeah.
We'll go either way.
So anyone who's watching this with regards to the best AI search monitoring tools, make sure you check out the link in the description. We've got a listicle there that shows all the different ones. Profound is by far the biggest, but there is some amazing ones like Local Dominator, Radar Kit, Peak AI, Scrunch AI. There's quite a few out there. I'm split testing every single one of them. To be honest with you, there's 4 or 5 of them that I'm finding to be very, very good. A lot better than what I thought. But let us know in the comment section, what is the best AI or LLM visibility tool that you're using? Because there might be 1 or 2 that I've never even heard of that we can test out as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And thank you very much, Karl.
Right. Cheers, James.